Alright, howdy neighbors, welcome back to the Old Time Noy Mountain Music Teaching channel here. Just want to let you know if you want to do a one-on-one, you can email me. We can do a little Zoomaroo. But I have been looking forward to doing this lesson on West Dakota Rose. And a lot of y'all may be familiar with the tune now because Jarrod Walker has been playing it with Billy Strings now for 2 or 3 years. And so super stoked about that. It's a tune I wrote back in about 2015. I played with my now retired bluegrass band for years and just have always enjoyed it. But there is a full complete lesson, note for note, all taught by ear, available. You can check that out here. We're not going to be doing the note for note lesson. You can check that out there if you'd like to and work on that. We're going to be checking out some exploring, improvising. Yay! And one of my favorite things about West Dakota Rose is just how expansive it is for improvising. It's got some really unusual chords, and because we've been using our acronym, the mnemonic, call, my dragging down, chords, melody, double stops, devices, CMDD as the roadmap to understanding improvising in a systematic, organized way. We're not going to be adhering to that exactly because we're just going to, we're not going to teach you the melody. We're going to assume you already have that piece of it. But even if you don't, this can be a cool window into understanding how you can improvise, especially now that we're going to be checking out this key of C sharp minor. Okay, so let's just check out the chords here real quick. So it's got 2 full bars of C sharp minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. Then up to E. 3, 4, 2, 2. 2 bars of that. Then it goes to F sharp minor for 1 bar, 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then A major for 1 full bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then back to C sharp minor for 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. So that's the whole form of the A part. Okay, so that repeats, and then the chords to the B part start on what is the relative major of C sharp minor, which is E. So it goes E, 2, 3, 4, 2 bars of E, then 1 bar of F sharp, then back to C sharp minor for 1 bar, and it goes A, 2, 3, 4, B, 2, 3, 4, C sharp minor for 8 beats, 2 bars, and all that repeats. To F sharp minor for 1 bar, then C sharp minor for 1 bar, then the triumphant A to B, then ends in the C sharp 2, 3, 4, da 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 da, and then it starts over right there. So we're just going to skip to the device work. Okay, in this case we're going to be working with the staggered arpeggios, but this is something that we have not done on the channel heretofore, which is do minor staggered arpeggios. So guess how it works? You just flat the major third. There's nothing to it. So you're working out of this C sharp minor chord shape, the chop chord, and again it's not C sharp major with the F note in it. It's pulling that back to the 2nd fret of the D. That is your C sharp minor, so you got your 6th fret of the G, 2nd fret of the D, and then your middle finger's on the 4th fret of the A. That's your good old C sharp minor chord. And we're going to come up through the staggered arpeggios. If you haven't got the staggers and arpeggios, you can check that video out here. But here's how we're going to do it. We're going to do it similarly to how we do C, except now we're in C sharp minor. Okay, so you're just coming up through the chord, moving on your upstroke, 1 downstroke to start it, and down, up, 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 down, and that's it. You can just repeat that if you wanted to. So what I'm going to do this first round is just do staggered arpeggios through the chord form. All right, 1, 2, going kind of quick. Up to E, F sharp minor. Alright, that might sound a little like stilted or kind of static because there's not much happening there just besides that 1 staggered arpeggio. But if you start to reverse the direction, say if you do it the normal way the first time, and then come down through the high note. But before we do, please like and subscribe. Go ahead and hit that little bell there from the notifications and you'll get all the good stuff from Noy Mountain Music. Thank you. And please consider becoming a patron on patreon.com/Noy Mountain Music. There's so many different ways you can do it. then when you get to your F sharp, it's kind of hard to do it. You know, you can do it like that. Again, you're getting this little finger on the major third extension. Now this is kind of advanced. But so we're used to doing the staggered chordal arpeggio fretting the first finger note in the chord, like, you know, something like that. But now we're using the open A in F sharp minor. And then reaching up to the 5th fret of the E for the minor third. Yeah, it goes by fast. And then the key to all this stuff is just like sliding with your ring finger, you know, up to your next chord. So you're ending up here, way on the high C sharp minor. You could even get this cool flat 7 note. That's a nice one to put in there. Kind of got the vibe, doesn't it? You know what was happening there? So reaching up and getting that little 6 over the E major arpeggio. A lot of times it's grabbing one little other note that's not in your regular 1 through 5 arpeggio. A lot of times it's the flat 7. In this case, it's the major 6. 6. Another one of my favorite shapes to use in West Dakota Rose over the F sharp minor is this Pocahontas secret chord right here. Okay, check that out. Isn't that nice? That's a secret chord. It's the Pocahontas chord. Jill used it in A minor, and we're using it in F sharp minor. Let's just let that sink in for a second here. Talk about a vibe. We could spend the whole lesson on that, but we're not going to. But the way it works is your ring finger on the 6th fret of the G, little finger on the 7th fret of the D, 4th fret of the A, with your middle finger, and then your first finger on the 2nd fret of the E. And you can also operate with the 4th fret of the D on this when you're doing your staggered arpeggio. That's a nice way to do it. Getting your middle finger on the 4th fret, then your little finger on the 7th fret of the D string. You know, something like that. Just kind of, I'm getting a little bit notey on there, but the idea, the premise is that we're using this Pocahontas secret chord shape right here, which has similarity to the A chord. Whoa, look at that. So you can just rock it. That's the melody. In case you didn't know what the melody was, that's kind of the melody right there. Okay, so what have we covered so far? We've covered some staggered arpeggios over the A part. Let's just take the B part out real quick. You want to? Okie dokie. So we could easily start with our gambit just playing the major E arpeggio like we have been. And guess what? You can actually get your F sharp minor arpeggio here. No problem. And then that folds you back to the C sharp major. And then you could use your infinity over the A and the B, which is very tasty. Okay, so the infinity, if there's enough cards, you can check it out here. There might not be. If it's not popping up there, you can just put into YouTube infinity pattern on my channel and it'll come up for you. But what we're doing there is just working it over the A chord. And then way up here in the B. And then you got to figure out how to get back to your C sharp minor. slippy slide. It's just like, what, did that work? Yeah, kind of did. You just kind of slip and slide. You can come on back to the C sharp minor, way low. Just keep playing little more notes until you find one that feels good. That's the way. Okay, so we got a little infinity action in there. Could we infinity start the first B part or the second B part low in E? Yes, you certainly could. Alright, so that's starting infinity low, first fret of the G. You can just come back down. That's a nice little infinity run. Staggered. That's a little flat 7 in staggered arpeggio. Back to your C sharp minor. What's up with that? That's starting the other way. So start at the top of the infinity. And you know, another thing to consider is that if you want to like spread out your staggered arpeggio in F sharp minor, you can get it there. And, you know, so what's happening there is you're way up here to the high 5. So there's your F sharp. But you're coming down staggered from the high 5 to the flat 3. To the 1, to the 5 again, minor third, the 1 again. You can get the 5 there if you wanted. That's a striking sound. You know, there's just so much fun stuff to explore here. And you know, hope some of this is landing. So yeah, what we've just have been doing. We just have been doing, you know, a little bit of the old staggered arpeggio in the B part. Maybe putting the 6 in there. Well, what was that? So that's the infinity pattern start on the major third of B. It's good to be able to start that infinity pattern on the D string. Sloppy there, but that's okay to explore that stuff. You gotta kind of slop around before you find the stuff that really floats your boat, cranks your tractor. Okay, what are we doing now? Let's go back to the beginning and let's see if we can modulate our slidey lick to reflect the minor tonality of the C sharp minor chord. Okay, so we usually do our slidey like this, really working that minor third into the major third, but we're leaving the major third out of the C sharp minor because it don't go there. Okay, so how do we do that? We just keep playing the E note. That's it. Okay, nothing to it really. I mean, that's probably pretty advanced for some of the folks newer to, like, you know, all this hot picking and stuff like that. But, you know, check it out. Sliding down from the 6th fret to the 4th fret, but not coming up to the 3rd fret like we do in the regular stock major slidey lick. And I would probably fret that F sharp note, the 4th fret of the D discreetly. With the middle finger, could you slide up into the minor third? Sure. It kind of works. It's kind of more fun to not do it. Maybe getting the open D in there. That's a kind of a funky note, but it kind of works. That's kind of one of the secret notes at the very beginning. You know, harmonically, you might think it wants to be that E flat. That'd be fine to play, but I play the open D. So if you play the open D over this slidey leg, that'd be okay with me. And then we get to the E, it's just regular major sliding. And you can do the high register, come down from the 7th fret of the E. And then could you do the F sharp minor slidey? Yeah. You know, when you get into like the pentatonics, you know, the pentatonics works all day on the old West Dakota Rose. You know, so I'll do the pentatonic stuff, then slide way down and see what I hit. Like a lot of times it'll be the major third of infinity. You know, getting into your F sharp, that's probably the trickiest bit. Slide around in that infinity bed. You know, we already covered that, you know, high 5 on the F sharp. But you can get that, what is that? What would that be? 1, the 4. You could use the 4 over the, that might get too much, is it too much? You could do it. Yeah, that'd pull you down to the A nicely. I didn't even think that was going to happen. Forget about your bouncing. What's going on there? That's a lot of notes happening there. But basically you're just kind of like, you know, playing a couple notes in your, like, you know, pentatonic, minor world up high in the C sharp minor, and then bouncing off the open string. Sounds kind of weird, but when you go fast, it's fine. Trick to that is just to be able to kind of get out of it into like some kind of, you know, ending place that's kind of safe, because when you're thinking like, oh, I'm doing all this stuff, you got to get back to somewhere that's kind of safe where you can hang. In that case it was like this flat 7, it'd be like a flat 7 and a 5 1, 7 5 1, which kind of indicates the C sharp, you know, not really minor, but it's in the C sharp world. So I was like flossing on that stuff, which works as a landing place, which is the main thing I wanted to communicate there. So what I was talking about right there is just these kind of fancy sound. I kind of got them from Ryan McCurry. He says he gets them from David Grisman. I think on Dog's Bull. You know, so all this stuff comes from Quicksburg Rendezvous. You know. So you're doing that same kind of idea in C sharp minor into the E. So one thing I want to communicate here, and one of the coolest things about West Dakota Rose, is that you're doing this harmonic minor to harmonic major action all over the place. So it's the C sharp minor and the E major, you know, da 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 da, and then the F sharp minor and the A major. So many of the licks that you might play over the C sharp minor are going to work pretty good over the E. You know. Have so much commonality, and the same thing goes with the F sharp minor and the A major. You know, if you're in that F sharp minor, come on, you know, come on, hands. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. You know, so you can experiment with some of that stuff, and with this kind of bouncy thing where you're playing a couple notes and then an open string. So the main things that we're kind of exploring right here are the staggered arpeggios in the chord form, mirroring them, reversing them, getting the infinity in there, and then the minor slidey lick. That's the new technology of the day. So that might be enough to be chewing on. I know this is like probably pretty advanced and going by pretty fast, but I want to encourage y'all to explore the old West Dakota Rose and check out the note for note lesson, get the melody. That's the weird part. You know, and the second part. The triumphant part, the A into the B, and then that's the cool, you know, B7 into the weird part. So there you have it, neighbors, a little improvisational exploration into West Dakota Rose. And it's just so fun. It's a mysterious, magical number that just has so much stuff living in it, as David Schnoffer used to say about June Apple when he would request it. When we played at the old Sportsman's Grill on 21st there in Nashville many years ago. Oh, the memories. When you get to be my age, folks, you have a lot of different memories about a lot of kind of different things. Maybe that happens to you. And maybe you're young folks. Maybe you have memories about being a little person, or maybe memories from your last life. Past life memories can be a real thing, I have heard. But anyway, I'm not trying to get too abstruse on you here today. I'm just trying to wrap this up and say, if you like the video, please smash that old like button. That's going to help us. And if you'd like to support the channel, think about becoming a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/NoeMountainMusic. Lots of different rewards in there. The lick of the month, note for note lessons that folks get, and the workshop. You know, the Monroe workshop. You can get in there, gallery view, or you can, you know, even participate at the family tree tier on Patreon for free. So you can check that out. Many, many sincere gratitudes and thanks to all the folks who have joined us at Patreon. That's what's making this boat float. We appreciate that a whole lot. And we wish you well and hope you enjoy exploring the West Dakota Rose your way. And we will see you on the next one, neighbors.